In this tutorial, you will learn how to complete and define all the information of your organization on the Caritas Europa Mapping platform. Once you have successfully logged on to the Caritas Europa Mapping platform, you will be greeted by the Mapping homepage. In the top menu, which is located at the top of the page, please click on the Member Organizations option. Per Member Organizations. This is where you will be able to find your organization and start completing the system. Let's first find your MO in the list by using the search field on the left side of the screen, or by scrolling down the list of CEMO. Once you've found it, we must expand your MO profile by clicking on the Read More button or by clicking on your organization's name. You've now landed on your MO profile page. Right now, it looks pretty much empty. But don't worry, the purpose of this tutorial is to make it complete. Let's dive in. On the top left corner of your screen, you'll notice a red Edit button. Please click on that. Before we continue this tutorial, we would like to clarify some points. All the fields marked by a red asterisk are mandatory. Without them, MO profile cannot be completed successfully. The diminutive MO will be used to refer to member organization, and CE for Caritas Europa. Now that this has been cleared, we can proceed. You will start in the General tab. There will be filled all the general information related to your organization. First, you must define the correct name of your MO in English, which will appear by default, since you've looked it up in the system where it already existed. If your organization has any national Caritas organizations as partners, please click on the field named Caritas Partner Organization. A drop-down directory will display all the Caritas organizations. Pick the correct one. You can click multiple times to add more than one partner. Once this is done, we shall proceed in completing your contact information. Choose your country by clicking the drop-down list. A search field is available to facilitate you this task. The MO's address, postal code, and city. Extra information can be filled in, such as telephone numbers, email addresses, and website addresses. For any of these information items, if you need to input more than one address or number, this is possible by using the Add buttons below each field to complete all the information you may want to register. The basics are set. Let's continue. If your organization has partner organizations other than Caritas, you can add those too in the fields below. First, fill in the title or name of your partner organization. Then, on the right, the URL to its website. Adding more than one external partner is possible using the Add Partner Organization button. The General section is almost complete. The only thing left is to add the organigram of your MO if available. This can be done in two ways. You can upload an image of your organigram. Formats allowed are PNG, GIF, and JPEG. Please note that the file can't be bigger than 8 megabytes. Or you can upload a PDF file of your organigram. Same file size limitation applies. It cannot be bigger than 8 megabytes. Congratulations! The general information for your MO profile is now complete. It's time to click Next and fill the next tabs. You are now on the Diocesan tab. Here, you will define all the information related to the diocesan organizations in your country. Please enter the number of dioceses and, if available, the number of diocesan Caritas organizations in your country. You have the possibility to enter more complete information for these dioceses if required in the fields below. Name of the diocese. If it has a website, you can input its title and URL web address. You can choose the country of the diocese by clicking the drop-down list under Country. Address, postal code, and city. Please note that the multiple diocese forms can be added by using the Add Diocesan button. This tab is now complete. Let's move forward by clicking on the Next button. This is the Key People tab, and it contains all the information about the key people in your Caritas organization. First comes the President, his or her title, surname, and name. You can upload a picture of the President if you have one. Please do, because that will make your organization's page look really good when you visit the front end of the system. Please note that some rules apply for this. File size can't be bigger than 8 megabytes. The allowed formats are PNG, GIF, and JPEG. And the image resolution must be larger than 50 pixel times 50 pixels. That's it. The information about the President of your organization form is complete. If you wish, you can repeat exactly the same process we just went through for the following key people: Director or Secretary General, Communications Responsible, your Bishop. The tab is now complete. Let's move forward by clicking the Next button. This is the Experts tab, where you'll add the experts related to your organization and activities. If he or she is already registered in the system, just click Add Existing Expert. Pick the right person from the list or use the search field. Once this is done, just click Add Expert. If he or she is not, then proceed by clicking on Add New Expert. If you want, you can add a picture of the expert by choosing an image and uploading it. Same as before, file size limit is 8 megabytes and the allowed formats are PNG, GIF, and JPEG. Add expert's name and surname. After this is done, you must define his or her field of expertise. Just click on the field and choose the corresponding one from the list. Multiple fields can be added by clicking multiple times. Optional but recommended, so as to follow for colleagues to get in touch with your experts, you can also fill in the following fields: telephone, mobile, Skype account, email address, website, title and URL, language skills. For each of these optional fields, you're also able to add more than one using the Add Another Item buttons below each field. Finalize the expert form by clicking on Create Expert. Multiple experts can be created or added if required. This tab has now been completed. Click Next to proceed to the next tab. Only 2 more to finish your MO profile. You are now on the Human Resources tab, where you will register info about the human resources that your organization has. First, there's your National Organization staff. National Organization, that is male and female. The total sum will be calculated automatically in the National Organization Staff Total field. For this and all the below human resources items that apply, if you do not know exactly how many men or women there are, you can either just give a guess or fill in a total estimate. This same process can be applied to the next items of this tab, which are Staff Abroad, Staff in Diocesan Caritas organizations, Trainees and Interns, and Volunteers. Once this is complete, the Total field will calculate automatically the sum of all these main items to give you the total number of human resources that your organization has at its disposal. One last tab and the process will be finished. Please click on the Next button. You're now on the Total Income tab. This tab contains all the information regarding the finances of your organization. You have to define first which are your sources of funding. You can do this by clicking the Source of Funding field. Pick the proper option from the drop-down list. If multiple sources are required, you can repeat by clicking the field and add new ones as many times as needed. You then have to define the period for which this funding is valid. When you're done, you can define the amount of the funding in euros, then its value in your national currency. If you do so, please define which is your currency by clicking on the National Currency drop-down field and picking the right option. Note that the currency rate date is important when you fill these fields. If you happen to choose multiple sources of funding, you have the possibility to give more detail about each of the sources you identified in separate income lines. The process is exactly the same as the one we've just realized. Source of funding. Amount in euros. Amount in your national currency. Which national currency? The currency rate date. Multiple income lines can be added using the Add Income Line button. Income lines can also be deleted. Just click on the Remove Income Line button. You can also add multiple incomes if this is required for different periods. This will allow Caritas to have a better financial history of your MO. To do that, you click on the Add Income Line button. Congratulations! You've just finished completing your MO profile. There's just one important last step before this tutorial is over: saving your work. You have two options at the very bottom of the page: Publish and Save as Draft. Publish will save and make immediately public the profile you've just created to other MOs. Save as Draft will save your work while keeping it private for your later review, or modify it until you decide that it's ready and it is time to publish it. In our case, we will immediately publish the profile. You will automatically be redirected to the generated page for your MO profile. Congratulations! You've just made your first steps into the mapping system.